Oh my goodness. The WNBA, the Indiana Fever organization, it's a complete circus and a clown show. Now look, I don't know. We got to go through what Bree Turner is alleging versus the Indiana Fever organization in response to Sophie Cunningham. And I was staying away from it, but damn it, we can't stay away from it because it's here now. Sophie Cunningham blasted.
The 2026 WNBA All-Star Weekend was meticulously designed to be the absolute pinnacle of women's sports. The league's executives, the television networks, and the massive corporate sponsors poured tens of millions of dollars into Chicago, expecting a flawless, glittering celebration of a billion-dollar empire. They expected the players to smile for the cameras, put on a spectacular show, and pretend that everything behind the scenes was absolutely perfect. But they were wrong. Catastrophically wrong. Right now, as we speak, the WNBA is completely ruined. Beneath the flashy advertisements and the sold-out arenas, the structural foundation of the entire league is violently collapsing inward. What was supposed to be a weekend of triumph has instantly mutated into a horrifying nightmare of leaked secrets, toxic workplace allegations, and a full-blown superstar boycott. We are witnessing an unprecedented locker room mutiny. Players are actively exposing dark, disgusting front office cover-ups. Whistleblowers are putting their entire careers on the line to reveal the sickening truth about how the league treats its athletes when the cameras are turned off. And the absolute biggest superstars on the planet, the generational talents who actually generate the revenue, are flat out refusing to step onto the court for the league's marquee events. The commissioner's office is in a state of sheer, unadulterated panic, and the investors are threatening to pull the plug. Grab a seat and brace yourself because the dark reality of the WNBA is finally bleeding out into the light, and the league will never ever be the same again. To truly understand why the league is violently fracturing right now, you have to look past the box scores and dive straight into the toxic, highly guarded internal culture of the WNBA front offices. For years, the players have been treated as expendable assets, told to dribble the ball, take the physical abuse on the court, and stay absolutely silent about what happens behind closed doors. But the dam has finally broken.
We have got to get into this. Oh my goodness. This is nuts. We're going to get into all the tweets, but she started right here. She said, an issue that has caused problems, though. So she's saying transgenders has not caused any problems in women's sports. This is Bree Turner. An issue that has caused problems, though. Last year on my WNBA team, the Indiana Fever, a male staffer was fired for sexual harassment, but we were encouraged to keep quiet about it. That is an issue. Sexism, misogyny, homophobia, and racism are all issues. Bree Turner just put the Indiana Fever organization on blast. I don't know if this is true. Look, I'm not a huge fan of Bree Turner. I'm not into all the activism stuff, but I don't think that she would come out and just lie. Like, it would be really weird if she came out and lied about this, saying a male staffer.
The nightmare began when the shocking allegations surrounding the Indiana Fever organization were suddenly dragged into the brutal light of public scrutiny. WNBA veteran Brianna Turner, a deeply respected voice inside the locker room, dropped an absolute nuke on social media that sent shock waves through the entire sports world. Turner publicly alleged a horrifying reality. A male staff member within the organization had been fired for sexual harassment last season. But the sheer horror of this situation isn't just about the act itself. It is about the systemic, calculated cover-up that followed. According to the explosive leaks, the players within the organization were heavily pressured by management to keep completely quiet. They were expected to swallow their trauma, hush the entire situation up, and protect the massive billion-dollar corporate image of the franchise at all costs. The front office immediately released a heavily sanitized robotic PR statement claiming they take concerns seriously, but they cowardly refused to comment on the actual incident. The players suddenly realized a terrifying truth. The league's structural management cares infinitely more about burying massive scandals and protecting their own jobs than they do about the actual safety, mental health, and well-being of the women who bleed on the hardwood for them every single night. As the sickening reality of these cover-ups began to spread through the league like wildfire, the simmering anger inside the locker rooms finally reached a boiling point. The players realized that the structural policies of the WNBA were completely broken. The referee dynamics were failing to protect them from blatant, dangerous physical targeting on the court. And now the front office was failing to protect them from harassment behind the scenes. They needed a catalyst. They needed someone with the absolute grit and fearlessness to stand up to the billionaires running the show.
Place any fear in you?
100%. I know that it definitely freaks out me and my teammates along with girls on other teams.
Yeah. Ella, and you are suing your high school because they allow biological boys in the locker room with you, and you've incurred harassment.
Whoa. I didn't even know this part. So this young lady right here is suing her high school for letting biological boys into the female locker room? Hold on, this is crazy.
And my teammates along with girls on other teams.
Yeah. Ella, and you are suing your high school because they allow biological boys in the locker room with you, and you've incurred harassment from that?
Yeah, so I stood up at the school board meeting and said that I think this is inappropriate and boys shouldn't be allowed to share bathrooms and similar spaces like that. And I kind of got shut down, so they said that if you want to take a step forward, you have to sue the school. And so that's what we did.
Wow. And
yo, this is crazy. Wait a minute.
Yeah, so I stood up at the school board meeting and said that I think this is inappropriate and boys shouldn't be allowed to share bathrooms and similar spaces like that. And I kind of got shut down, so they...
The Phoenix Mercury enforcer has built her entire reputation on standing 10 toes down and absolutely refusing to back away from anyone or anything. Whether it's taking a brutal elbow to the jaw in the paint or getting into the face of an opponent, Cunningham does not flinch. And when the internal leaks regarding the harassment cover-ups hit her radar, Cunningham snapped. Insider reports suggest that the veteran enforcer was absolutely furious. She looked at the terrified front office. She looked at the complete lack of accountability, and she essentially declared war. Cunningham wasn't just speaking for herself. She became the undisputed voice of the frustrated, exhausted locker room. She aggressively rallied the veterans and the rookies alike, signaling to the league's executives that the players are not simply show ponies to be paraded around for corporate sponsors, while their physical and emotional safety is actively compromised. Cunningham essentially walked right up to the commissioner's desk and delivered a brutal, uncompromising ultimatum. "We are done covering for your mistakes." By refusing to stay quiet, Cunningham lit the match that would eventually burn the 2026 All-Star Weekend straight to the ground.
But I don't think that she would come out and just lie. Like, it would be really weird if she came out and lied about this, saying a male staffer, for her to make it up. I don't think she would make it up. But this is definitely in response to Sophie Cunningham saying biological men should not be playing in women's sports, point blank, period. Okay. And she came out and threw the Indiana Fever. Sophie Cunningham, who just spoke about this in the Indiana Fever pregame, through the Indiana Fever. Yo, this is crazy. And if the Indiana Fever did tell people to be quiet about and all that, that's foul. That's nasty work. And everybody should be held accountable from the top down. From the top down. They should be held accountable. Okay. Cheryl Reeves said, of course it weighs on me. The attacks on trans people. Everything that they've gone through makes it seem like it's got way more aggressive. It's sort of sickening.
With Sophie Cunningham leading the charge in the horrific internal culture fully exposed, the dominoes began to fall with terrifying speed. The absolute biggest, most profitable superstars on the planet looked at the WNBA's pathetic leadership and made a historic unified decision. They decided to hit the league exactly where it hurts the most, their wallets. The highly anticipated 2026 WNBA three-point contest, an event designed to draw millions of viewers and generate massive television revenue, has mutated into an embarrassing total ghost town. Caitlin Clark, the undeniable face of the league and the single biggest financial draw in the history of women's basketball, sent a massive shockwave through the sports world. She completely walked away. Clark officially declined her invitation to the three-point contest, flat out refusing to participate in the commissioner's crumbling, disorganized circus.
As trans, yet they are always trending topic. Unfortunately, I'm in my 8th season as a WNBA player. To date, there's been one out trans player in the league. They caused zero problems. An issue that has caused problems, though, last year on my WNBA team, a male staffer was fired for sexual harassment because we were encouraged to keep quiet about it. That is an issue. Sexism, misogyny, homophobia, and racism are all issues. There are many sex variations, and then she went into the whole thing. Okay, from my time, my undergrad at Notre Dame, I took many courses where I became better educated on trans community. My studies have led me to be inclusive. Okay, now this whole rant, she said, I know people speaking about trans inclusion as a recipe for hate in such an awful platform, but I would much rather the hate come my way instead of the trans community, and my mentions are off anyway. If you're interested in supporting the trans community or becoming more knowledgeable about how they are constantly under attack, some of my favorite nonprofits, and then she listed them and yada, yada, yada. Now, this is all in response to what Sophie Cunningham doubled down on saying today. Check this out.
On that same vein, in that story with ESPN, you talked about wanting to protect young girls who shouldn't have to go against biological men. Just can you expand your viewpoint on that?
I mean, I think I said what I said. I think it's kind of common sense. And I think I'll always believe in that. I think it's really important to protect children. And that's little girls who are also involved in that category. And so
The network executives were instantly paralyzed with fear. Without Clark, the ratings would completely tank. But the nightmare didn't stop there. Defending champion Sabrina Ionescu is also completely absent from the event, leaving fans stunned and confused. To make the front office look even more incompetent and desperate, Elite Lynx shooter Kayla McBride publicly blasted the WNBA executives. McBride didn't just quietly decline. She loudly and aggressively rejected what she called a half-ass invite to the contest, exposing the absolute disorganization and disrespect coming from the top down. The message was brutally clear. The generational talents, the elite shooters, and the gritty veterans are drawing a massive line in the sand. They are refusing to generate millions of dollars for a league that simultaneously turns a blind eye to harassment, fails to implement proper player safety policies, and allows toxic environments to fester in the shadows. This is no longer just a weekend of missed opportunities. This is a full-blown structural collapse. The WNBA is watching its carefully constructed empire crumble in real time. The players are realizing their true power. They are no longer accepting the old rules where they had to just smile, wave, and be grateful for a paycheck while the executives protected abusers and swallowed their whistles on dangerous fouls. The stakeholders who poured hundreds of millions of dollars into this league are currently sitting in emergency boardrooms screaming at the commissioner. They invested in a basketball revolution, but what they got was a catastrophic PR nightmare fueled by incompetence and silence. They are demanding immediate answers. Why are the biggest stars boycotting the broadcast? Why are players having to rely on veterans like Sophie Cunningham to protect the locker room when the league offices do absolutely nothing? The commissioner is sitting on a ticking time bomb. The old guard of the WNBA front office thought they could manage the explosive growth of the league using the exact same outdated toxic strategies they used in the past. They thought the players would eventually fall in line, but they wildly, fatally miscalculated. The WNBA has officially crossed the point of no return. The players are being silenced about sexual harassment. They are navigating a broken, entirely unsafe system, and the biggest, most undeniable stars on the planet are rejecting the all-star stage entirely. Led by the fearless aggression of Sophie Cunningham and the undeniable leverage of superstars like Caitlin Clark, the athletes have taken the power back. The league is ruined in its current form. Kathy Engelbert and the executives are staring down the barrel of a massive, unstoppable stakeholder revolt, and the dark secrets of the league are finally out in the open for the entire world to see. I need to know exactly what you guys think about this massive, unprecedented scandal. Is Sophie Cunningham right to lead this locker room mutiny? And will the WNBA actually survive this catastrophic superstar boycott? Drop your raw, totally unfiltered opinions in the comments section down below. Make sure you smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another game-changing explosive leak.